Green Cooling scores with the 13 Pro-Am Community Rugby League Show.
So it's going to be our visitors Maryport who take the field first of all, and just a reminder of how they line up. It's 1 Atlee Skillen, 2 Danny Herbert, 3 Mark Lister, 4 Jack Shepherd, 5 Luke Crowins, 6 Craig Foster, 7 Lewis Moore, 8 Alex Woodall, 9 Ethan Williams, 10 Luke Baker, 11 Joel Baker, 12 Oliver Metcalf, and 13 the skipper Ellis Nixon. Then it's Chris Iverson on the bench in 14, 15 Ashley Smith, 16 Ethan Harris, 17 Luke McKnight. And now it's going to be led out by their skipper Luke Walker. Crosfields taking the field. They line up with Jamie Abram in 1, Dylan Bradish in 2, Luke Walker in 3, Joe Coey Love in 4, Ben Lomax in 5, Ben Steele in 6, Brad Stanway 7, and then it's Jack Fawkes 8, Charlie Groke 9, both of those making their debuts this afternoon from Latchford Albion, and then Tom Millington wearing 10, Taylor Boyne in 11, Tom Smith 12, Jack Williams in 13, and it's a bench that features 14 Nathan Taylor, 15 Nathan Lyons, 16 Tom Brown, and 17 Elliot Liku. Our match referee is out on the field as well, that's Lewis O'Brien. So we're just about ready for the kick-off. It's going to be Dylan Bradish to get us underway. And away we go. It's a deep kick-off. It's allowed to bounce by the visitors from Maryport, who run the ball out to the 10. Just a little bit beyond before the tackle comes in from Jack Fawkes, marking his first action in a Crosfields jersey. Quick movement down the left-hand side, and already it's in the arms there of Oliver Metcalf. Metcalf is tackled on the 20-metre line, plays that ball back. The darting out of dummy half in the form of Ethan Williams. Williams just up towards that sort of 30-metre line, brought back towards the centre of the ground. Oh, that was a big collision there. But he's going to be okay. He's got up, he's playing that ball, and it's scooped off to this right side. That's the young halfback with his first pass, Lewis Moore. It was put down though by the player that was looking to take it in, Oliver Metcalf, and it is going to be a turnover possession. It's going to be a scrum, and it's going to go down in favour of Crosfields, Steve. Yeah,
some good defence there from Crosfields, just managing to tie Maryport down in thereafter, and obviously scrum down now. Youngsters on the Maryport side just got to settle down into this.
Crosfields bringing the ball left from this scrum, and it comes out one pass out to that man Luke Walker, who is so dangerous when playing in Community Rugby League. He is the real danger man. For a number of seasons he's been the main fullback down here, but shifted out to the centres today to accommodate the return of Jamie Abram. Back over the shoulder, the run comes in inside that 20-metre line from Taylor Boyne. He's pushed outside the 20, so that was great defence from Maryport. Following up now is that man Tom Millington. Millington inside that 20 again. Under pressure, Grote gets his pass away. Stanway gets it out to Steele, he passes it wide out to Abram, who puts the step on, but the defence catches up with him. Round the legs was Joel Baker. It was good work. The 12 metres out from the line here at Crosfields, out on the right hand side of the pitch. Fawkes with a strong surge just over that 10 again. They're still channeling that right hand side of the field as it comes towards the middle, and Stanway kicks it over to this left side. Will it sit up? No, it won't. There was enough pressure that was put on, but they're still in possession at Crosfields, and they're going to score the first try of the game. Well, it didn't land first of all for Luke Walker, but they managed to play on, and Ben Lomax crosses for the first try of this cup tie, Steve.
Yeah, and that try coming on just about 2.5 minutes. Stanway there involved in the centre of things, moving the ball but to both sides, and then swinging it back over, getting the ball back. Lovely little kick, just giving it some choice of two players that could have gone for that, but obviously that wasn't taken cleanly by the winger on the Maryport side, and unfortunately it just bounced nicely for the Crosfields.
Yeah, so 4 points to nil in favour of Crosfields. First score of the game going the way of Ben Lomax. Stanway with the attempt at goal was a man that did end up the top points and goal kicker here at Crosfields last season. he was a man that you built up, having seen him a number of times in the past, of being a 75% kicker, and I don't think he had that sort of season last year. Let's see whether he's been practicing in the off-season. So 38 goals in all competitions last year. Can he make it number 1 for 2025? He's just wide.
Just pulled it to the left there.
So it remains 4 points to 0. He's probably had a quick word with Elliot Licu saying, I bet Steve said I'd get that one.
I believe, too, the hooker that they've got in Charlie Grotti for not long, isn't he a bit of a kicker as well?
I think he can kick a few goals, but also as well on the bench from a Crossfields point of view, they have got Nathan Taylor as well, who kicked a few goals last season. So back on the halfway line with Maryport, who will look to get us back underway. And it's a good kick downfield by Lewis Moore. Crossfields get underneath it, charging back his Forks. He bounced out of that first challenge as well, didn't he? So he's over that 20 metre line, heading towards the 30 now. Dropped back over the shoulder there by Steele. Bringing this ball to the left-hand side of the field. Now straightening up is Jack Williams. Good run from Jack. Up towards that 40 metre line, plays it to Abram. Abram kicks on the front foot. I always like it when you get a dummy half that can kick, and he's put a great amount of distance on it, and it bounces and bobbles. Skillen has work to do. Skillen brings it down that left hand side, beats the first tackler, almost beats the second.
Good yards.
But then the challenge came in to stop him from Tom Smith. Maryport back in possession over their own 30 metre line, 10 metres in from the far side touch line. It comes towards the centre. Driven in, powerful surge, but only as far as the 40 metre line. That's first up defence from Crossfields. Pretty strong so far, Steve.
Yeah, very much so. Just looking at the Crossfield side, they've got a nice sized pack this season. I must say. Obviously, Maryport got a few youngsters on their side, but yeah, see how this goes, because Crossfield just coming back into their own half, and Maryport's just getting to the kick.
Oh, and they put some pressure on as well, but it's down the ground, picked up by Abram. Manages to get away from the first tackler as well. He's a good player, Jamie Abram, and he passes wide to the try scorer Lomax, who bounces off the first challenge, gets it as far as the 30 metre line away from his own line, 20 metres in from touch, plays it to Abram, who finds Walker on the surge, and he just found that sweet spot, gained a good 15 metres. He'll make a few more as he bounces up out of the challenge.
Got a bit of an injury there, a bit of a limp as well.
Mark Lister put the tackle in initially, and I think he's struggling there, is Walker. There's Forks though, down the middle for Crossfields, inside the Maryport half the field again, 40 metres out from the posts. Groke dummies to the right, brings it left to Stanway. Stanway handing the ball on. Taylor Boyne to play it now, just outside his own 30. Groke onto Millington. Good surge, great tackle as well, gotta say. Superb hit low down there from Ellis Nixon, the skipper. Kick goes high off Stanway, and again they contest it. Lomax has it. Lomax, can he reach out for another?
Tackling.
It's a really good challenge. Really good tackle there from Maryport to keep their line intact.
Yeah, I think Stanway's got the measure of this. You know, he's putting these young wingers and centres under some pressure, but held the Crossfield player up really well then. Did Maryport.
Tell you what, he spilled it. Maryport have lost the ball under the pressure of the challenge. It was a fantastic hit right underneath the ball, just in that area of the rib cage where everybody hates to get tackled, and where it can make any ball like a bar of soap. It just popped out. It was a superb hit, and Maryport are under a little bit of pressure here. Yeah.
Crossfields have just put a little bit of pressure on here, spending time down into the danger area as far as Maryport are concerned.
They've done a little bit of a swap round here at the scrum, so Groke has gone into loose forward, so look for him to get his hands on it as it comes out at the base. They've gone blindside again to Stanway. Stanway throws it, but it goes in behind Abram, who manages to get back before falling over his own feet, really, didn't he? But the tackle came in from Moore to stop him. Moore follows up again with another good tackle around the midriff to stop an on-rushing Crossfields player. The 15 metres out from the line, though, the hosts up by 4 points to 0. That's a loose pass picked up by Steele, who gets away from one, gets away from two.
Got players on his right here.
Space. Space on the right side, and it's used. He's that right wing as well. But the tackle comes in, they force him back in field, and he'll have to play it 10 metres from the line, about 20 metres in from touch. He still manages to struggle and make a couple of metres. Grote goes, puts it to the right, they're in, and they're over. And it's that man Tom Smith who's crashed his way through for the second try of the game, Steve.
Yeah, putting the pressure over there on the right-hand side. I mean, to be fair, I thought initially they may have gone in because the space was there, turned it back inside, but then went over again to that right-hand side, adding the pressure, which they've been putting on for this last 5 or 10 minutes or so, and it's come up trumps again.
It was a really, really good movement down that right side. Pass was to perfection. And Smith, too big and powerful, too hard to stop from close to the line. 8-0 in favour of Crosfields.
Yep.
Another opportunity at the goal as far as Stanway is concerned.
Yeah, 8.5 minutes or so, Parky. That second try came on. So, got to say for Maryport, they've got to try and at least spend a little bit of time in this Crossfield half and see what they can do.
It's been unfortunate for them so far, though, isn't it? In the fact that when they have got the ball, they've either been bringing it from right on their own line, which is so difficult a position to come out from, which means that even if you can get away from that area, you're generally kicking it from inside your own 40.
Yeah. Stanway lining up for his second kick of the afternoon. Can he open his account for this season? Comes in, right foot. And now he's just pushed it to the left-hand side. So obviously I'm jinxing Mr. Stanway again this season.
He'll be banning you from Crossfields. Don't come and see me, Steve. I can't kick for toffee when you're here. 8-0 in favour of Crossfields. It's been a good start for them.
It has, yeah, very much.
They've just got to find some way of getting down the ground. And it's easier said than done, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And what we've got to realise, Parky, I mean, to a lot of these teams, well, not just these teams, but a lot of teams who are playing now, these are probably the first competitive games that they've played this season.
Oh, definitely.
So a lot of them will be ring rusty anyway.
Fawkes runs it over the 20. It was a big hit heading his way, though. There's definitely a size advantage in the pack for Crossfields in this game. There's one or two big lads, but there's a lot of young players in this Maryport lineup as well. They managed to stop Millington on his own 30-metre line. Williams takes it down this left side, almost splits the defence. Ends up being a good tackle low down by Woodall.
6 again.
He just hooked the leg, though, did Woodall, and gave away that extra set of 6. And Crossfields not hanging around, advancing down the ground, picking up another 15 metres. Grote goes out of dummy half, feeds it left to Stanway. Stanway lines it up, and then Abram gets it out. Walker out to Lomax. Lomax on the run. Lomax is caught, though. That's a great tackle, but the referee has spotted an obstruction in the background. And it's a player that's tackled without the ball, so the penalty is going the way of Crossfields here, Steve.
Yeah, I think it was Stanway. He'd let the ball go, and then they took him out. So it's free kick or a penalty to Crossfields. Stanway just giving the orders.
8-0 so far. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. If you're joining us for the very first time, welcome. It's great to have your company. We are going to be doing these types of commentaries all the way through the season. We've got a list of National Conference League games that we want to get through, and also we're looking to go as deep as we can with the community clubs into the Challenge Cup as it will allow us. But Crossfields have kicked a touch. They've tapped the penalty. Williams is inside the 20-metre line here, Steve.
Yeah. Same again, just driving it in towards those ports. Taylor Boyne, yeah.
Did really well, though. It was a great drive.
Grote from dummy half.
Millington out to Steele. Steele skips across. Feeds it out
again.
wide. They've opened up a bit of space. It goes through the hands, but there's a forward pass there from Coy Love. It had opened up perfectly, though. They'd used the numbers brilliantly, haven't they?
Little bit casual there, I think, Parky. I think they thought, they thought, oh, we're in here, no problem. And instead of concentrating on getting the pass right, it was just a little bit too easy for them.
Was that a bit too training?
Yeah.
And not enough game day mode.
Yeah, and that's where they've got to just knuckle down a bit.
Let's see if Maryport can launch an attack. They're just 10 metres away from their own line, looking to make the hard yards from the base of this scrum. Moving into dummy half is Ethan Williams. Williams, he's a runner, isn't he? He likes surging. And he's won a penalty as well. That was great work from him.
Yeah, not squared at dummy half.
And he spotted it. Big kick to touch coming in from Luke Cremins. He was a player that made 8 appearances last season and scored 4 tries. This penalty has pushed Maryport up to their own 40-metre line. Ethan Williams to tap, takes it in field. Running from deep, making some hard yards. There is Ellis Nixon. 4 tries for him last year. He was a bit of a stalwart for the side. 18 games. Again, solid progress forward. This time from Joel Baker.
This is much better. How can they finish this set off?
More through hands. He looks really young, does Alex Woodall. Keen as mustard, prop forward. And then there's the other prop forward, Luke Baker, on the other side of the ruck. Proving difficult to put down. 2 players were hanging off him. They're lucky not to give a penalty away there, Crossfields. It goes out to the left-hand side. Lovely work. He's through. It's a massive run. Slipped over the head there by Craig Foster.
That's better, though.
Foster showed a clean pair of heels to the defence there, didn't he? Managed to shimmy his way through a gap, and then unfortunately the pass out the back just drifted forward. But that's how dangerous this Maryport side can be.
And that's it. It's that balancing that you were just saying, the size of Crossfields compared to Maryport. The thing is, for Maryport, they may be smaller, but that means that you've got young, fast lads in there who, if they get a bit of space, could cause some problems for Crossfields. So they've just got to be on the wary side. They've brought my favourite player, Elliot Liku, on at the moment. So he will take a lot of energy out of this Maryport youngsters, I'm sure, with his drives.
Yeah, he's got some subtleties about his game, though, as Elliot. But it's an interesting switch at this point of the match, 15 minutes in. Starting as we were for Maryport at the moment, no changes made, but Williams being the first player that's been withdrawn for a quick breather by Crossfields. It's Coy Love off the back of the scrum, making 10 metres. The defence is good, but then there was no need for the second player to flop on. That was Craig Foster, and he's been penalised for it as well as Foster.
Those are the things they've got to cut out, Park. As I said, they've got to spend time down here, and now they've just lost another 20 metres or so from a kick by Stanway.
Well, it just means in the last 30 seconds they've lost 40 metres, haven't they? Yeah. And really, you don't want to be inviting this Crossfield side onto you.
No.
They have got players who can hurt, especially looking out for Dylan Bradish down that right side. He's already had a try chalked off, scored 13 tries in 13 games last season. So they're approaching the halfway line from the tap are Crossfields. Fawkes plays it. Infield it comes to Steele. Steele releases it to the last try scorer, Tom Smith. I think he's a rather underrated player, Tom Smith, to be fair. Groke, that's away. Gains good 5 or 6 metres. The defence didn't fall for it. Ended up being a good challenge from Woodall. Out to the left with Stanway. Stanway working his channel well. Handing the ball further wide. And he was running onto the lap like a steam train was Taylor Boyne. 15 metres he got. And Groke, again, working wonders from dummy half to get up to the 10. Last tackle has been reached here for Crossfields, though. Where's Stanway? He's going to have his DNA all over this one.
Kick. Here it comes.
Crossfields kicking Crossfield. Oh, and it spilled, but it's gone back and cleaned up
defended.
Over on that side by Joe Baker. But once again, they're just 5 metres away from their own line here, Maryport, and doing the hard work. Nobody likes bringing the ball out from this sort of position. If you can trap any team in an area of the field, this is where you want to do it, isn't it?
Yeah. And the other thing is, obviously, it takes the energy out of you, and it's demoralising, isn't it? If you're not spending anything like a decent amount of time in the opposition's half.
Nixon with a good run to the 20-metre line. Quick play of the ball too. Williams sends it down the left, and then the defence charges in and closes down Craig Foster. Foster's tackled on the last tackle. So the ball comes to the middle. It's a rush kick down the ground from Lewis Moore. Clears the halfway line, and then it stands up perfectly for Lomax, who almost takes a tumble but manages to regain his feet. And then he needs to check his studs because he nearly went down again, didn't he?
It's all over the place.
Another change made on Crossfield's ranks. So this is Tom Brown who's going on as Coy Love disappears underneath a 2-man challenge over on that right-hand side of the field. Starting to get to grips with this defensive duties now, though, I feel, a Maryport. It took them a little bit of time. But they're responding to it well as Stanway comes down this left side, feeds it out. Walker to Lomax, and Lomax drops it. He had a couple of defenders who were starting to drift into his eye line, and I think he was in two minds of whether to try and pin his ears down or kick the ball over the top, and in the end he dropped it.
I think he also was wondering if I can keep hold of this ball just a little bit longer, can draw the winger a little bit more, but he didn't bite as much as he thought he might do.
Well, Walker is still limping around a little bit, isn't he, Luke? But we've seen him over this last couple of minutes when he has got his hands on the ball. He's not as hampered as he was earlier on in the game. 19 minutes gone. 8-0 in favour of Crosfields. We have got a stoppage just at the moment, whilst I think that's Alice Nixon who's receiving a little bit of attention. He's got his back to us here, so I can't quite make up the number. But he's been certainly one that's been throwing himself around, hasn't he?
Yeah.
You know, it's been a captain's knock for him.
Yeah, he's leading the way, which is, that's the way to do it, really, as a captain, isn't it? To lead by example.
So this, of course, is the BetFred Challenge Cup Round 1. We're delighted to have your company this afternoon at the Web Security Recreation Ground. My name's Dave Parkinson. The other voice that you can hear is Steve Beach. And we welcome you. We hope you're enjoying the coverage so far. We want you to stick with it, because I think that we're in for a Maryport fight back. So they've got the ball. They're coming out from their own 20-metre line. Williams at dummy half, spins the ball to his right. Well, that was a good run. That's turned into a really good meters, to be honest. Stanway has dived over the top, and the fullback Skillen, he'll play it. They're over the 20-metre line.
Offside, yeah.
You know, that was really, really smart play, and they were going to get penalised all the time because they lost the two rucks there, did Crosfields. Really quick play from Maryport, and they'll advance down the ground now that we could be catching this ball. No, thankfully it's gone on the bowling green to our left side. Yep. It's a great place here. This
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Web Security Recreation Ground here at Crosfields.
So what's
Chris Ivison's gone on, passes the ball to his left. Run comes in now from Luke Baker up towards that 40-metre line inside the Crosfields half the field. They'll continue going down the left. Good work again, good yards over that 30. Numbers put into the stop from Crosfields. Scheming away is Iveson. On to Foster. Foster linking play. Ball out now with Lewis Moore. Lewis Moore draws the defence. Hands it on to Metcalf. Metcalf just about held. Sorry, Steve.
Yeah, they're not frightened of giving balls somewhere. Are they, these youngsters? It's going from both sides through hands really swiftly.
Woodall after taking two passes before the ball got to him, just to amplify Steve's point. Kick comes in, low down from Foster. Really constructive play that, and it takes Bradish all of his strength just to take it in, and he's been barreled back 5 or 6 metres. So they're under a bit of pressure here in this set now across fields.
Yeah, nothing silly from Maryport now. Don't give stupid penalties away. Just make them work for it.
There's the fullback Abram, just about reaching the 10-metre mark and a little bit beyond. Can they keep this up, this defence? It's a good surge, and it's won a penalty as well, and that was purely because Tom Brown just ran really heads up, didn't he? So he was always going to drag a penalty out, and it was a high contact.
Yeah, and you've got Licker and Brown there on the now, who are going to take at least 3 men each from a tackling point of view.
If you're just joining us, it's 8-0 in favour of Crosfields. Tries after 3 minutes from Lomax and 9 minutes from Tom Smith tell the tale of the tape thus far. We've been going for 22 minutes in this half, and Crosfields have this penalty 30 metres from their own line, which they will tap 10 metres in from touch. Steele passes on to Brown. Brown charges on. Good work from him.
No nonsense, Brown. Just give me the ball. I'll tuck it under my wing.
Liku.
Exactly the same.
Big surge. Put down near the halfway line. Groke. Again spins it to the right. Steele taking on the defence. I like halfbacks that are direct. They take the defence on before looking for the options. Liku once more. Passes out the back to Stanway. Stanway links with Abram. Abram further wide to Walker. Walker drifts across a couple of tacklers. Eventually falls to the hit that came low down from Danny Herbert. But they keep the ball moving here, and it's a clever switch of play and a big surge. But Walker has decided to take matters into his own hands with Metcalf. And we could be seeing some after there because everybody is piling in and sticking up for their teammates. Referee and touch judges just watching proceedings. Eventually the red mist kind of goes away, and our match officials have a decision to make here, Steve.
Could be interesting this, because there was a couple of punches thrown. They weren't severe ones, but certainly were. So whether there'll be any cards coming, it will going to be interesting. And certainly Maryport don't need any cards.
So referee Lewis O'Brien taking the reports of both of these touch judges. He's going to now have a word with Metcalf. Walker's not far away. He's been sent to the bin for 10 minutes as Metcalf. So Metcalf binned in the 24th minute. Is he going to be the only man to serve the punishment? Certainly looks like it. Looks like Crosfields are getting the penalty as well.
Yeah, I mean Walker's lucky there to a certain degree.
I think he is, because he's retaliating.
Exactly, yeah.
And the retaliator quite often gets penalised in this sport.
Exactly, yeah.
So Crosfields suppose they can count themselves a little bit lucky to also not be down to 12 players as it stands at the moment. So Metcalf's in the bin.
But not what they wanted to go down to 12 men though, Maryport. Let's see how they manage this, and I'm sure Stanway will be trying to stretch them both left and right and really take some energy out of them with these two big prop forwards.
Stanway goes directly to Taylor Boyne, who's on the edge of that 20-metre line. He'll play this to Groke. Groke lines it up for Brown. It's a big surge. Takes 3 to get to grips with him. They just about have wrestled him. He's still on his feet though as he plays it. Grote, long ball out to Stanway. Stanway onto Steele. Steele out to Abram. They're going down the right side. It's opened up. And Joe Coelove touches down. That was clinical. They used the numbers, the accuracy of the passing. That was straight off the training ground.
Yeah, 25 minutes gone, Parky. And as we said, you said you just used the numbers. Stanway just saying that side, even with a full complement on from Maryport, has been the side they've been going to, and obviously there's going to be more space as after dragging them into to the side.
I have to say Crosfields made that look so simple, but you need the players running the right angles, running the right lines, and just being there in support and offering themselves up. So it's perhaps a little bit easier talking about it than it is doing it.
This is interesting. Is it Jamie Abrams kicking for goal? I noticed Stanway's in the group model, so it's certainly not him.
I know that Groke's come off to the bench. On in his place has gone Taylor. You're right, here it is Jamie Abram. So Abram himself kicked 2 goals last season. Not making it easy for the goal kickers when they are scoring, are they?
No. So I suppose that's one thing that Stanway can say: you don't make it easier for yourself, do you?
So currently 12 points to 0. Change made on the Maryport side as well. I noticed that starting prop Luke Baker is leaving the field. Notable point here for Luke Baker, right? You wouldn't think a prop forward would have been near the top of the try scoring charts for a club, would you? But he got 9 tries last season.
I could see that. Yeah, the way he just gets his head down and chews up the meters, doesn't he? Kick comes in from Abram. And again, unsuccessful.
Just wide this time from Abram. So still they haven't been able to break that goal-kicking duck. But the lead by 12 points to 0 to Crosfields. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. It is round 1 of the BetFred Challenge Cup for 2025. Things have got away from us a little bit, haven't they, with the way that this competition has been drawn? Because already they've got the draw out for the 3rd round, but it's very complicated, so we're not even going to touch any of those because there's so many things with round 1 nowhere near completed yet.
No, that's right. But if I'm not wrong, the winners of these will take on Barrow.
And a little bit of... I look for rugby league stories.
Yeah.
Myself, as the ball is ran back by Brown. Might have to come back to this story.
Yeah.
I will give it, perhaps at half time. But there's a link between Barrow and both of these teams and the Challenge Cup. So, I'll tell you about that in a bit as Taylor feeds the ball infield looking for Bradish, who's obviously been told to get a bit more involved, or fancies getting a bit more involved, so he's appeared right in the middle of the field. Here's Lomax. It's a good carry from Lomax. Bounces out of the first challenge, goes over the halfway. Quick play the ball as well. Taylor spotted a bit of space, but he's closed down pretty quickly. Well met there on that occasion from Maryport. They've run through the tackles here of Crosfields. It's put up into the air, and it's taken. It's a good take on this side as well by Herbert. A bit more confident this time round from Herbert, wasn't it? And Maryport 10 metres away from their own line, looking to build from deep. There's the prop forward Woodall, put down in the middle of the field. Shuffled to the left by Iverson, and it goes further wide as well. Still inside their own 20 metre line, but Iverson manages to smuggle his way over that 20. They've run through the tackles though. It's been great work this set from Crosfields, and they put enough pressure on as well to ensure that ball barrels out of play on the full. So it's going to be turnover possession for Crosfields, just 20 metres away from the try line here, Steve.
Yep, and will they put the same moves on again? I'm sure Stanway will be looking to stretch things and putting both these wingers under some pressure with these kicks that are doing, because they are causing lots and lots of problems for them.
Nathan Lyons is the latest player to get his name on the field, as Joe Coey-Love takes the carry for his side, put down on the 20 metre line. Managed to go a little bit more central. Steele drops it back over his shoulder, looking for Liku, who barrels forward to the 10. Taylor to his left to Millington. Millington out to Stanway. Stanway, he was under pressure, got the ball away. Boyne, he's just going to be stopped short.
Good defence. Can they keep him out here?
Well, Abram has managed to sneak his way over from dummy half. It was too much for them to contend with. Woodall did his level best to get underneath the man. So too did Moore, but he had a little bit too much momentum there, and they've crossed for their fourth try. Have Crosfields to make it 16 points to 0.
Yeah, on the half-hour mark, the pressure telling again. After a really good defensive tackle there, just couldn't get settled. Really quick play the ball there from Crosfields, and they've gone in, and as you say, it's the fourth score of the afternoon. It's going to be is it going to be Dylan Bradish going to have a shot at there's going to have a go at kicking the goal this time.
Well, from a try scoring point of view, didn't kick any goals in the National Conference League last year. That's not to say that he isn't a kicker of quality, having said that. Yep. So this to try and make it 18 points to 0. Ten metres in from touch, that's where he's trying to try and kick it from.
It's just lining things up.
I thought he was going to be a front-on kicker then. The way he got back, then he took the step to the side.
Left-footed kicker. Just weighing things up. And he comes. And looks like the first goal of the afternoon.
It's a cracker as well, is that, to be honest, from Bradish. 18 points to 0. And at the moment, it's a lead that Crosfields have deserved. They've been that bit more clinical, haven't they, when they've been in that position?
I think that's the word, Parker. They've gone through the correct processes, and when they've got this in that danger area from a Maryport point of view, Stanway's stretched them left and right. You've got two props who are on at the moment who are just driving and churning up the meters.
And I suppose really we've also only seen perhaps 2 plays inside the 20-metre
right, yeah.
line, I'm
Yeah.
thinking, or where sets have ended. We saw when Foster went through, didn't we, earlier for Maryport, and the pass just wasn't quite there for his support. And then we saw a decent kick as well, didn't we, go into the in-goal area, which Crosfields were able to recover possession from,
Yeah.
and then they were able to get a penalty off the back of it, and let's be honest, they haven't looked back since.
No.
Here's Millington working on the back of an amazing Liku charge as well.
Big run from Liku there. Made good yards. Took a lot of players with him as well.
Taylor and Iverson meeting headlong there, the 2-14s, but they've got it wide again here. Abram,
Good
can he
tackle.
escape with the tackle? No, he can't. Nixon comes up with an absolute stormer there.
Good defence. Now, what can they put together to spend some time down in this Crossfield half?
You know what? I get the feeling that Ellis Nixon has put that much into that tackle, and it was an absolute barnstorming hit. He's got up. He's a bit worse for wear from it, isn't he?
He certainly is. So it's Crossfield's turn to do some defending.
Iverson spins the ball to Woodall, takes that hit as well as Woodall, clambers up to his feet. There's a bit of fire in the belly. It's good to see that it means so much to these players. The very first game of the season, of course. And let's be honest as well, we're still a couple of months away from the league starting for both of these respective teams, aren't we? Only in March, so it starts. Forster, ambitious pass out to the centre, down that left side. Jack Shepherd does well to get out to the 40-metre line. He'll play this ball now. Move back inside, 2 passes. The defence is pretty solid as well. I get the feeling, I think they need to put 3 passes together with the way that Crossfields defence is moving up. It's pretty solid. Last tackle, little chip over the top from Foster. Well gathered in from Bradish inside his own 40-metre line. He's worked himself into a little bit of space, brushes through 2, gets to the halfway line.
Good metres.
I think he's thought he's a prop as he brings it directly down the middle, plays it quickly to Taylor, who passes wide to Stanway, who gets it further wide to Walker. Walker thinks that he's got the measure of the players, but that's really, really good tackling from Matt Lister in particular. Brings him down on the 40-metre line. And there's a couple of players that are again a little bit worse for wear. Referee's whistle has sounded. What's happened here?
Touch side as well. He's having a word with Stanway, who's informed him that the referee, the touch judge, has got some information.
So once again, it's a decision to be made by our match official, Lewis O'Brien.
I don't think it's anything. I think it's just play on, by the looks of things.
Ooh, that's not a good look for Maryport either. Foster's really favouring that leg, isn't he, over on the far side? Looks like he's taking a hit to his hip. That's how I walk in the morning, man. As Liku tucks the ball under his wing, drives forward for the 30, 20 metres in from touch.
I'd walk like that if I was hit by Ellis Liku and all that.
Good surge forward once more from Tom Brown.
Brown and Liku have had absolutely barnstorm since they've been on.
He's made 20 metres there, Brown. And slips it out the back to Taylor. Taylor taking them on through the middle. 5 metres out from the line now. Is it building for a 5th try here for Crossfields? It goes left to Stanway. Stanway just delayed his pass. They're driving through, and Taylor Boyne goes in for the score. Once again, the scoreboard has moved on. It's now 22-0.
Yep, and again, setting up the 2 props that are on, as we were saying, setting things up on 37th minute. Lovely little pass there from Stanway, just a short little, held it just a little bit for a moment, got the gap, and Boyne went over.
So they're back up to the full complement, Maryport, but they still have conceded. So 22-0. I think as Matt Foster, the Maryport coach, was telling us, though, he was saying that he reckons at the top end of the Carla League where Maryport compete is probably NCL Division 2, Division 3. Obviously Crossfields have been playing NCL League 1 for a couple of years now.
Yeah. And I think he's possibly right there. Stanway coming in, seeing if he can get his score on there.
Oh, he can.
And he can.
That's his account open for the season. 24 points to 0 is the score. Stanway 1 from 3. Just a couple of minutes out from the break. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon that we're bringing to you. We'll be around various community grounds over the course of the next 9 or 10 months, telling the story of the season as it unfolds. We've also got our weekly show on a Wednesday on this very Mixler channel, by the way, but we've also managed to get it on Apple, if that's where you download your podcast from.
Yes.
iTunes, yeah. And well, we're looking at other places where we can get it now,
platforms will be
but we'll let you know as it advances. But 24 points to 0, and it's Crosfields are doing the advancing through Brown through the middle. He's charged another 15 metres, turns round. It's almost like he doesn't need to look before offloading, because Taylor's going to be there. Taylor will play it 45 metres from his own line. Williams takes the carry.
Stupid.
What's happened, Steve?
Within the tackle there, he's just got up from the tackle, the Maryport player, and as the receiving dummy half has gone on, he's nowhere near onside. He's just pulled him back, so consequently the penalty's gone to Crossfield, who've just chewed up the meters once again from Stanway.
Yeah, they're down the ground once more, approaching that 20-metre line. Taylor moves into dummy half, puts it onto Williams. Williams with a forward-looking pass, to be honest.
Dubious at best.
They've won another penalty though, and in fact,
somebody
said something. I think it's Foster who said something. Is it?
It could well
it's
be
a yellow card anyway. So once again, they're down to 12 men, and it is Foster who has been sin-binned.
To their own worst enemy at the moment. Maryport, unfortunately.
He's done too much talking back to the referee.
Yeah.
That's what we should say there as well. If he's that keen, I know that they've been having referee courses in Cumbria, to be fair. The ball's gone loose. It has been knocked on. Yeah, and it is a knock on that one. Well forced.
Yeah.
Great tackle from Maryport. They trail by 24 points to 0, but there's no denying their spirit.
So going to see get their heads together and at best see if they can get down into this Crossfields half, and at least see if they can go into half time a little bit more positive. Can't be long off half time.
Yeah, we're in the time added on by our match official now at the end of the first half. It's gone past 40 minutes by our stopwatches. Maryport in possession. The referee brings the whistle to his mouth. And there is half-time, 24 points to 0. Well, it's been a tale of 5 tries this first half, Steve. So Stanway was the man to unlock the defence first of all with a kick wide, which ended up with Lomax going in. He was unable to convert. 4 points to 0 after 3 minutes. Then in the 9th minute, Tom Smith finished off some good approach play to make it 8 points to 0. Again, Stanway couldn't add the extras. It was looking like Maryport was starting to make inroads into the side. They did have a couple of good periods in the game where Foster made a break on the left hand side, but his pass unfortunately couldn't find his own support play, and then there was a couple of interesting kicks which went in behind for Jamie Abram to deal with, and he did. And then unfortunately at that point, Maryport, as you said, at times they have been their own worst enemies. They gave a penalty away, ended up having to defend back on their own half. Metcalf then found himself sin-binned after 24 minutes. Crossfields didn't need asking twice. So Joe Coylove going over on the right just a minute after that yellow card was shown. Jamie Abram following that 5 minutes later. Bradish opened the goal kicking account as far as Crossfields were concerned, and at that stage it was 18 points to 0. And then just 3 minutes away from the end of the first half, Taylor Boyne finished some good approach way from Brad Stanway to cross at the side of the post. The conversion was good from Stanway, 24 points to 0. And then just before half time, Foster said something that he shouldn't have done to the referee. He's got himself sin-binned. That's your tale of the tape, Steve. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, from a Crossfield point of view, I think it's been an half of where they've got to thank their certainly got to thank their forwards, because I think for the first 20, you got Millington and Fox who were on there, who put some good meters in and took a lot of energy out, and then you got Tom Brown and Elliot Licker who have come on for the last 20 or so. And have been immense, absolutely immense. They've chewed up the ground. You've got Brown who is managing to get little offloads and players on the back of it, so they're again chewing up the meters. You've got Stanway in the middle, who, you know, we talk about what I say about his goal kicking, but his in-play kicking, you've got to give him 10 out of 10, because he's absolutely had both wingers on a string from the Maryport side of things. He's put them under so much pressure, and he's spotted the gaps. He's drawn the team left and then right, and then when he's got the numbers, he's put his wingers and centres in.
From a Maryport point of view, I actually think when he's been able to get his hands on the ball, Atlee Skillen looks like he could be quite dangerous. So for me, they've got to try and work some way for getting that. Lewis Moore hasn't let himself down on debut. I think that, again, he's another player that will develop. We've seen the likes of Ellis Nixon throw himself around, and Alex Woodhall. Luke Baker was really good until he went off with a little bit of a knock.
Yeah.
And then the two nines that they've used, so Ethan Williams and Chris Ivyson, have both looked quite sparky, but they're off the mark, aren't they? They're off the pace, and we'd expect teams to be off the pace at this time of year, to be fair. And it's a real challenge, and it's something that I know that Maryport were really keen on. Right, while everybody is still in the middle for half time, we're going to take a quick couple of minutes break, but don't go anywhere, because you may have heard some interviews that we brought you a little bit earlier, so we're going to replay those again and come straight back to you for second half coverage.
Matt Wilson, first of all, congratulations, welcome to Crossfield. So you're pretty excited for your first game involved at Crossfields being a Challenge Cup tie?
Oh yeah, you know, I was watching it on BBC and I was like, please tell us we'll get a home draw, you know, because it's good for the community. Hopefully we get a lot of supporters down, and you know, Maryport's coming from a long way, and can have a good stab at them, and you know, and see how it goes.
I suppose as well that they're not a name that readily trips off a fixture list, are they?
No, obviously when it first came out, I'd done a bit of research. I was watching the videos on YouTube, you know, breaking bits of the game down, looking at, you know, where they're strong, where they're weak, you know, and obviously that's something that we've got to calculate into the sessions. And you know, the big thing for me this year is obviously we've got to grind teams down, and if you don't grind teams down, they'll take advantage of it and they'll grind you down.
And I think the higher up the pyramid you go, and this goes for professional or community game, it's about completing, it's about sort of what you do, isn't it?
Yeah, so you know, it's your basic skills. Your basic skills will get you home. If you're, for example, if you're out and about and you're doing stupid stuff in your own territory, other teams will punish you for it. Whereas if you stick to a structured plan, you know, do what you're good at and get down to the end of the field and then play expansive rugby. And my thing for me is play what you see. But you know, the lads have knuckled down. We've got some good progress, and you know, hopefully January will show it.
Matt, thank you very much.
Cheers, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've heard from a Crossfields point of view what's going to be happening, or what they think is going to be happening in the Challenge Cup. Let's switch sides, shall we? And I've got on the other end of the line the Maryport coach, Mark Foster. Mark, how are you doing, mate? You all right?
Yeah, all right, Dave. Nice to speak, yeah.
And as well, if we can sort of like look towards the this Challenge Cup game, this is a massive honour, isn't it, for the club? I mean, have they been in the Challenge Cup before?
Oh, yeah, it's huge for us, Dave. So the last time we were in the Challenge Cup was 1938 at the Maryport team. They played Barrow, and, well, they got well beat at the time. There's an actual picture in the club from that game, 1938. I think it was 83 points to 3. But, yeah, it was completely unexpected, to be honest. We didn't realise that was the crack, that we were going to be the Cumberland entry. Wathbrow obviously ended up winning the league because we were joint top, and Wathbrow first team's already in the Challenge Cup. Then we're being invited, but yeah, everybody at the club's looking forward to it. And it's going to be a massive honour for the lads that take the field and myself as a coach.
So it was a massive honour. We've been joined or rejoined on the field by our sides. So you're not always guaranteed 10 minutes, are you?
No.
For a half time. So both sides back on the field. It's going to be Maryport who will kick off this second half, kick into Crosfields, who will be attacking towards the end where the clubhouse is. For those people that know the geography down here. If you've never been here before, I'm not quite sure how to describe it really. There's a big main road, isn't there, at the end, which Crosfields are going to be attacking. Yeah. And there's like 2 or 3 other rugby fields and football fields at the end that Maryport are going to. They've kicked off of Maryport, and here's Jack Fawkes with his first carry of the second half. And it's a big one, but an even fiercer challenge from Nixon. And he's forced an error as well. Fantastic work from Nixon.
Yeah. I think Maryport, their goal, first and foremost, is let's see if at least we can win the half. We might not be able to win the match, but let's see if we can win the half, which will give us some confidence and give them some confidence going forward.
Certainly
still one man down though.
I was going to say certainly they can look to make a big start to this second half as Nixon feeds the scrum, ball comes out, goes the way of the young halfback Moore, who spins it further wide to Skillen. I said that we wanted to see a little bit more of Skillen with his hands on the ball, and that he does look like he can make inroads into a side. He scored 6 tries last season. Comes back towards the middle, and the carry comes in from Mark Lister. Oh, and there's a penalty here for Maryport. Hands in as the ball came free. There was a good 3 players in the challenge as well, to be honest. Tap taken. Ball spun out to Nixon. He then finds further wide Joe Baker. Baker tries to go over the top of 2 players there. He was another player that was featured high on the try scoring list last season as they go down the blind side with Iverson. Iverson pinches a few more metres. They're getting closer towards the try line. Can they get themselves over? Baker links to Nixon. Nixon goes to Woodall. Woodall had nowhere to go to. The middle defence had moved up so quickly on him. So he'll play the ball again on the 10-metre line. Nixon keeps this going. Good ball from Moore. Out to Skillen, who steps again. Gets through 2 challenges. He's put down close to the line.
Ooh.
Ever so close to opening the score. He's lost the ball, but there is a penalty once again for hands being in at the ruck. Tap taken. They'll carry on with this pressure here. Nixon across, looking for a runner.
Good tackling. Tackling.
Unfortunately for Ashley Smith, that defence was really good, as Steve was enthusing about. And the 10 metres away from the line again. Iverson back over his shoulder, looking for Baker. Baker for the line. Baker's 2 metres out. Iverson. Options both left and right of the ruck, I should say. But in the end, he didn't use either of them. He decided to go underneath the post, ended up being held up. So he's back to the 10-metre line where the tackle count will resume.
This is so much better parking for me. Just Shules wants to get into that danger area of Crosfield danger area that they've got it in them to cause some problems.
Nixon finds Moore. Moore drifts off to the right, hands it on to Skillen. Skillen, he's got that devilish step, hasn't he?
Yeah.
It takes him past players. You know what I like? I like when you've not seen much of a player and then you're thinking there's definitely more to it. As the kick comes in from Nixon, chases after it. Has he scored? Oh, it's a knock on. It's a knock on. I'm not sure how it ended up being a knock on. In fact, he's knocked out of the ground, so it is going to be a dropout from under the post.
And as I said before the kick-off, they were trying those little grubbers into the goal area, and it nearly bird fruit that time, Parker.
Now, interestingly enough, I know it's not happened here, dropouts this season can be classed a little bit like the Australian ones, where you don't get penalised if you don't make the 10, and they're just turnovers. So it was a lengthy dropout anyway. Went a good 30-40 metres, but they're right back on them again here in Maryport. Iverson inside the 20. He'll play this ball to Lewis Moore to his left. Nixon over his shoulder. Unfortunately, it's put down by Ashley Smith, and the pressure is relieved. And there's a few of those Crosfields players looking a bit happy at that. There's a couple of hands on hips as well, to be fair. They've been under non-stop pressure for the first 4 minutes of the second half.
They've certainly, they've given a few penalties away, and obviously Maryport have moved them about from side to side. So I was saying earlier on, they're a young side, so there's some speed in the legs. But scrum down here, head and feet to Crosfields. Let's see what they can do.
Great to have you still with us, by the way. If you're listening in or you've just tuned in to us, it's currently 24 points nil in favour of Crosfields, who scored 5 tries in this game. But a really promising start to the second half from Maryport, who put incessant pressure on, 4 minutes of it before losing the ball. And Crosfields having to build from deep and struggling to get away from their own end so far. Taylor, wide pass onto Williams, who drops it back. There's a slip in the defensive line. They're down the ground. Williams supports. He's over the halfway line, and that's a great tackle from Skillen. We've seen both parts of his game now, and unfortunately there's a bit of an injury there for Joel Baker. He's gone down.
It's a bad hit to his leg. Don't know whether he's got a cramp. He's got a sudden onset of cramp. But that's it, isn't it? It's early pre-season. You've not got a lot of miles under your belt. You're back into a full contact. Absolutely superb pitch, as we were saying before. And so easy for things like that to kick in.
So Crosfields still now continue this set. Stanway passes, inside pass from Steele. Millington to play it. Ball on this right with Steele. Steele just lays it on.
Lovely ball.
He's charging through. He's got support as well. Jamie Abram will go over. And that was a great pass and an even better run from Nathan Lyons. Straight to the fullback. And then he handed on to his own fullback. And Jamie Abram scores the first try of the second half, which comes after 6 minutes of this period.
Crosfields driving out of their own half there. We're making very good yards up to the cramp injury there to the Maryport player. Then straight from there, ball over to the right hand side through hands. Just those little passes, the players are on the end of them and managing to get through. It's that catch-22 where it's sticking for Crosfields, but little passes like that, some of them have gone down for Maryport. Certainly in the first half, they're making little, sort of mistakes like that. And it's Stanway to have another crack.
Can he make it 2 from 4? Currently 28 points to nil now in favour of the National Conference League Division 1 side. I said I got a story and a link between both of these sides and Barrow. Yeah. So whoever wins will go up to Barrow in round 2 of the Challenge Cup.
And this link, it's Barrow the club, is it?
Barrow the club, yes. So it is. So Crosfields back in the 1960s played a Challenge Cup game against Barrow, which they lost by 11 points to 2.
Ooh.
And the chairman of Crosfields now played in that game, so there's a bit of synergy there, isn't there, about him going back to Barrow?
It certainly is. And
then obviously the other link is one that Mark Foster talked about as well, which was the fact that Maryport, the last time that they were in the Challenge Cup, they played against Barrow. So there's this. Barrow is
everywhere.
All roads lead to Barrow.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, was that goal a success?
It certainly was. It was a really good kick from Stanway. Straight down the middle.
We shouldn't comment on any kicks that he puts in now, should we? Here we go. Stanway, 2 from 4 and 30 points to nil. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of this game this afternoon, the first of our broadcasts this season. Crosfields, 30 points to nil up. They've been tested at times by this Maryport side.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned, these prop forwards, they all offer something slightly different.
They do.
And they're having immense games.
Yeah.
But having said that, one of them has just come up with a knock-on. Tom Millington, I believe that's the first commentator's curse of the year, Steve.
We're marking them down. Yeah, don't forget, if you are listening to us and enjoying the commentary, give us a like, just smash that. What is it? Smash that like button, or and we
have got a like button, haven't we? We've got a love button.
Yeah, we've got a love button.
Send us a love.
Send us a heart. I think that's the word. Send us a heart. So just waiting here just till the scrum goes down. Head and feeds to Maryport. Now what can they make from this? Can they get on the scoreboard? Looks like they're putting a bit of a move on. Hooker's gone to dummy half.
Oh, it was a great hit that came in from the back of that scrum, and unfortunately for Mark Lister, the ball just popped out like a bar of soap, didn't it? So Crosfields have it again on their own 40-metre line. Millington takes over with the drive, eager to make amends for his last error. I bet he'll do everything he can to make sure this is a proper play of the ball. And he does, as Taylor spins it wide, out to Steele. It goes further wide. And Corey Love is all wrapped up there. Strong challenge heading his way by Jack Shepherd, by the way. Big run from Brown.
4 men in the saddle there.
Luke Baker's back on the field as far as Maryport is concerned. Taylor darts away, links with Steele. Steele's through, turns it back on the inside to Taylor. Has he got enough? It's a brilliant tackle from Ellis Nixon.
Final tackle.
Draws him down ever so close to the line, but they're still moving it through hands down this right side. Can he crash his way through? Has he got underneath it? Yes, he has. The tackling there.
Good defence.
The defence there from Ethan Williams was heroic. Brilliant for Maryport. He somehow managed to hold up the man who was going over and looking every day like he was going to get a try, Nathan Lyons.
Once again, though, Crosfields just using soft hands in the passing, having support, somebody there on the shoulder. Just absolutely blazing forward. But credit there to Maryport. That could have been a certain try by the looks of things.
Just shows the spirit that they have within the ranks. Superb work from Maryport. That tackle from Nixon, and it's not the only one that he's done this game. That was inspirational. Baker, meanwhile, 15 metres from his own line. Oh, the arms came free. Referee said held, unfortunately, before he could slip it. And then some short yards made there by Ethan Harris, who made 12 appearances last season. Coming forward now is Smith once more. I want to say a 15-game veteran, but he doesn't look like he's more than about 22. Kick comes in from Foster. Decent kick, it'll bounce, it'll bobble. He's knocked on. It's been picked up by Lister. Lister putting his head down, heading try-line bound, but he's brought down with 30 metres to go. Maryport flooding forward. Foster feeding it down the right-hand side. Run comes in by the number 12, Metcalf. It was Simbin to Simbin then. And then it's turned back in field to Nixon, picking up the running of Harris to the edge of the 20-metre line. Can they get some reward here, Maryport? Trailing by 30 points to 0 are the Carla Premier Division side, who got all the way to the grand final last year. Foster almost getting through there as well.
Got to say, this Craig Foster gives me the Danny Cassidy vibes in his play and his look as well.
It's Baker. 9 tries last season for him, like I mentioned before, Luke Baker, and he's just about dragged down short. Stanway's got himself involved in the challenge as well. He had to come in. There might be space elsewhere. Nixon over the top.
Knock on.
And it's knocked on by Crosfields.
More pressure from Maryport.
Much better in this second half. We're now 13 minutes in, just the one try conceded. I'm really unlucky not to get a score of the roll in that set.
Got to say, everything now that's going through Craig Foster, I mean, it's really giving the ball some moving her about really, really quick, and he's involving himself more and more in this game.
He's got to make amends, hasn't he, after getting himself sin-binned? I think he realises that, to be honest. He realises it was the wrong thing. He gets his hands on the ball, slips it out wide. A powerful run forward by Jack Shepherd to the 10. Can they manage to scheme their way over? Ethan Williams picking up the runner. The defence is pretty solid, though. 2 metres out from the line. Williams once again moves into dummy half. Will he go it alone? No, he won't. This time he'll find Foster. Foster switch pass there for Baker. Baker, can he go all the way? No, he can't. He's just about held up. There's 4 players around him. And Baker will play it. Williams over the top to Foster. Foster taking the line on himself. Oh, he dummied left, he dummied right. Any sort of pass there, and I feel somebody would have scored. He took it on his own now, but it comes wide to Nixon. Further wide to Skillen. Skillen drops it back over his shoulder. Here's Lister. 2 metres out from the line. Very quick play the ball here for Williams. Williams trying to smuggle one from dummy half. He stopped on the line. It's valiant defence as far as Crossfields are concerned.
Good sliding defence there from Crossfields from both sides.
He did well there, Charlie Groke. We praised the defence of Ethan Williams a couple of minutes ago on his own line. We've got to do likewise for Charlie Groke there.
How much has this taken out of the tank though for Crossfields?
Well, you've always got the chance of coming up with an error after a heavy defensive set like that, haven't you? So perhaps, as you'd expect, Crossfields not doing too much with the ball.
No silly penalties now from Maryport.
Here's Walker.
Made them work.
Up towards the 20 and just a little bit beyond with that carry. Groke spins it wide. Millington took that ball really well. It was a dipping pass. Crashes beyond the 30. Groke again, this time kicking from dummy half. Decent enough nudge forward as well from the former Latchford man. Skillen plays it with the boot, picks it up, starts the counter attack, and it's a good run. He was up against 4 players there and he still managed to force them backwards, so he'll play it on his own 30 metre line, trailing by 30 points to 0 on his side. But Cremings with the next carry gains another 6 or 7 metres. This is spirited stuff from Maryport. We'd expect nothing less from a Cumbrian side as Herbert drags his side over his own 40. Williams onto Foster. Foster then back over his shoulder as well, and it's good work from Smith. Quick play of the ball as well. Williams goes down the ground. Lays it off for Joel Baker. He's upended as well, to be honest, as he passed the ball. It was right on the point of contact, wasn't it?
That's a cuss play tackle, that, to be fair.
So the player is grounded. Referee going over just to see how he is. Are we going to see something further on the back of that?
I love the debate here between Stanway and Cassidy. Foster. Obviously they're both getting in the referee's earshot.
So currently 30 points nil. Just the one try so far this second half through Jamie Abram, converted by Stanway. That was to add 2 tries in the first half by Lomax, Smith, Coy Love, Abram and Boyne. Meanwhile, that's kicked high, it's kicked long, it's allowed to bounce by Abram, who throws an outrageous dummy out to the left, then ducks down the right. Only as far as 3 tacklers, still inside his own 20 metre line. I'm not quite sure what Elliot Licker is doing standing directly alongside dummy half, but the ball is passed right to Coy Love. Great to mention Coy Love again. He was such a talismanic sort of player, wasn't he, for both Widnes and Warrington. Infield, it's moved to Williams. Good run from Williams, that from a Crossfield point of view. Jack Williams ends up getting stopped. Oliver Metcalf was all over him as well. Stanway. Oh, it's intercepted. Brilliant from Nixon. Nixon judged that. Has he got the pace? Abram stopping him. Abram, brilliant tackle. As he held him down. He's held him down. That's 10 minutes in the bin for Abram. And he had to do it.
And to be fair,
he had to do it.
He's took one for the team there, hasn't he?
How outrageous was that from Nixon, though? A cheeky intercept on Stanway, and he nearly went all the way.
Style, didn't he?
He nearly went all the way.
Can they capitalise on the Exeter's man now?
Lister with the first carry of the set. He's driven it virtually to the line. Can they get over? It's no more than they deserve with their second half play.
Second half's been much more improved.
Ball moved wide to Foster. Foster throws a dummy, surges on. Yeah, I can see why you mentioned there's definitely a little bit of a Danny Cassidy about him. He's a schemer.
Yeah.
He's a schemer. He's in everything, isn't he? Oh, no look pass. Trying to crash their way through. Joel Baker He's just knocked on as well. And look at what that means to Crosfields. They've all dived in. They're all slapping backs. They're all congratulating each other on the tackle. And meanwhile, the player's injured there. Good sportsmanship shown by Crosfields there. Again, then to turn round. Just check the player's okay.
Yeah, I've got to say once again, Parky, great crowd here. Three sides of the ground have got plenty of supporters on.
And even behind the far side, there's a group of kids amongst the branches of the trees.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody from health and safety spot you. And there is some people. So there's people right round the ground, isn't there? Really, to be fair.
And like good amateur rugby, there's a couple of dogs knocking about somewhere as well.
You know, you can't get enough dogs at rugby matches. I think that we should try that. You know, for our Facebook page, you know, where people should do, because they do like dogs at polling stations and stuff like that. We should do dogs at community venues. Now, I do know that there is somewhere you can't take your dog in. So, for example, Lock Lane, you can't take a dog into Lock Lane.
Very French should be made up about that. So, why people take dogs to rugby league matches, I'll never know.
Meanwhile, Crosfields are in possession off the back of that scrum, and the game has got underway again beneath us. And that's a solid surge as well from Tom Smith, who's gone back onto the field. Not too sure about the way he cleared the ruck, but he's got away with it. And Walker gets away from a couple of challenges. He's a stepper, he's a runner, he's ducking, he's diving, and he still makes 15 metres forward. It's hard to describe just how many players that he managed to beat there, but I think it must have been about 5 with his movement. Comes down this right side to Steele. Short pass there for Liku.
Lovely
who
ball
hands it
from
on
Liku.
to Coe Love. Coe Love kicking for the infield. Will it bounce in favour of Steele? He's picked it up. He's got players on him, but he offloads to Stanway, who puts a brilliant pass out, and it's going to be jogged in, and they're going to score. I think it's Lomax again that's scored. Let me just double check. It is. It's Ben Lomax who scored. That was a brilliant piece of play.
Lovely balls there from Liku. For a big man. For a big man, that was absolutely... And to be honest, he tried his best to support that as quick as he could.
How attractive was the passing movement, though? And it was, and then the little kick from Coe Love infield for Steele. The way that he was able to compose himself as that ball was bobbling all over the place. Stanway with a sumptuous ball out wide, and then the finish from Lomax.
And we've got to look at what was said by Matty Wilson on the interview that you did with him. He said, you know, you've got to go through the processes, stick to your processes. That's what, you know, gets you where you want to be. But he likes players to play an heads up and play what's in front of them, and that was classic. Play what's in front of you there. Stanway's, sort of little involvement was absolutely superb. Can he add another to his tally here? Right in front of the sticks. Comes up. Yes, he can.
36 points to 0, and I'm glad that parked in the corner, because it's rare that your car is going to get hit from any sort of get to the posts here. But that's 3 out of 5 now for Stanway. More importantly, 36-0 in favour of Crosfields. A vastly improved second half. Can they get some reward for it, Maryport? It's been a long trip down. I know that they set off from Maryport this morning at 9 o'clock. So it's a long day, isn't it? Giving up a full day to come down here and take part in the BetFred Challenge Cup. It's much appreciated by everyone right around this ground, by everybody listening. If only everybody had the same attitude to the Challenge Cup. Yeah. But here's Jack Fox. Fox running from deep and getting it out towards his own 20-metre line. Been great to bring you this coverage this afternoon. Just the first of many games that we'll be bringing you between now and the end of the season. We've also got a regular podcast on a Wednesday night, which goes live shortly after 10 p.m. or whenever Steve kicks me out of his house where we record it. And they're bringing it down this right side again. Liku on the charge up to the 40-metre line inside his own half the field.
I think he fancies himself as centre, Liku.
You know, they've been running with him in pre-season as second row.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see a different Elliot Liku this season. I think he's going to alternate between prop and second row. Kick comes in from Stanway to complete this set. It's a decent kick as well. Splits winger and full back. Skillen picks up on his own 10. Drags his side back over the 20 metre line. That's brilliant work from him. You know, he's done really well as the full back, hasn't he?
Good yards, very good yards.
Plays it to Foster. He hands it on. Looking for the running of his winger number 5, Luke Cremins, and I heard that hit from right up here. I don't know whether you heard it back at home, but flipping heck, that was tough.
I think I need to briefing after hearing that.
Danny Herbert with the next carry for Maryport. Ball to be played now to Ethan Williams. Foster with his DNA all over it. Hands on to Woodall. The defence moved in quickly on him. I just feel with Crosfields, with the way that they stack the middle, any team that gets 2 quick passes on them can get a little bit of space, can't they? Foster with a decent kick at the end of that. Well picked up back in his own line. And run back as well from Dylan Bradish. A decently put together winger, it has to be said. Here's Lomax, 2 tries for him this afternoon. He's already equalled his try tally for last season, Steve.
He's on a roll, I've got to say that.
Nathan Taylor awaits dummy half duties. 40 metres away from the line. 36-0 up across field. Still they come forward with Millington and Steele passing wide. Little stepping run from Bradish. Dylan Bradish. Now 25 metres away from the line. 10 metres in from touch. Ball swept back towards the middle. Steele handing on to Millington. Millington running strongly. 15 metres out. There's got to be players out wide that want the hands on the ball as Stanway takes it into contact, feeds it wide, bullet pass, they're in. Wow, brilliant movement, and that is Luke Walker who ends up siding his way through.
I'll tell you what, I mean, that injury in the first half hasn't seemed to take its toll at all, does it?
I've never reached those sort of pace. That's a great run as well from Luke Walker. 7 tries in 15 appearances last season, 1 in 1 so far in 2025. A try which comes 67 minutes into the game.
Lovely ball again from Stanway, and he's guided the match for me for Crosfield. His kicking game's been great. His passing's got more expansive as the game's gone on.
You're not going early for your man of the match, are you?
No, but I'm just saying he's controlled things really, really well. But he's got to have the players to control, hasn't it? That's the thing. And they've got to do their part as well. That's lining up to see if he can add his... Will it be 4th if he can get this back?
It would be, yes. Just 10 metres in from touch, so it's his most difficult kick for a while. Currently 40 points to 0 in favour of Crosfields. They have shown their experience. They've shown why they were a playoff contender last year, haven't they? Oh, these kicks again. 4 goals now for Brad Stanway. 4 from 6.
I think they must have given Stanway a bit of stick on that far side. He put his fingers to his lips as he went back, just telling the crowd to hush.
42 points to 0 now in this Challenge Cup tie. BetFred Challenge Cup round 1 tie. Hope you're enjoying the coverage this afternoon. We've loved bringing you this game.
Yeah, it's been great to get back out again.
You know what? I feel like I've been in pre-season mode. I've tripped up over a couple of words. Even it's been a bit. He's picked up by Liku into the backfield. Look at the big fella go. He pops the ball out as well. This could be a sensational try directly from the kickoff. Liku with his DNA all over it, handing the ball on, and Nathan Lyons beating the rest. Now, that was a cute little kick-off from Maryport. You could see what they were trying. They tried, I believe if we were talking American football, that'd be like an on-field kick, wouldn't it? Because he was kicking it out to the side where he thought there was players that were after it, and they were. But the ball, like a rugby ball does, took a a turn for the worst as far as he was concerned, straight into the arms of Liku, who turned back the clock and handed on for Nathan Lyons. I hope that with 2 VO sticks here, that is going to be put on social media.
Yeah,
try.
very much. We've raved, or I've certainly raved about him all afternoon. The meters he puts in, the tackles he takes. Then he's moved out here to this right-hand side. I said jokingly, we said he was a centre. My God, he went like a centre then, didn't he, when he made the break? And the cuteness there to find the offload and put the man under the sticks. Absolutely brilliant.
46 points to 0. I lost my voice there. See, this is another thing about early season games. You've not conditioned your voice.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So I'm sorry to everyone at home. I found another octave there. I think it's like, you know, when you go Alexa and it suddenly lights up. But
you've just switched on God knows how many devices across the country now.
There's probably dogs that could hear that commentary then.
Anyway, in comes Stanway. Can he add extras again? Has he found the golden boot? Oh, he certainly has. What a kick. What a kick.
He's found his range now. 5 from 7. 48 points to 0.
Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, these are the games that we look forward to, aren't we? Well, two teams do very rarely, if ever, have played each other before and get put together in the Challenge Cup.
And they haven't let themselves down in the Maryport by any stretch of the imagination. They have given their all. And there's some players that we could go through that would be in with a shout of player of the match performances, despite the heaviness of this scoreline against them. But Crosfields, they've got confidence running through their veins now, haven't they? Yeah,
I think once you get a big score on you've racked up the points, that it gives you a little bit of breathing space, so you can try things that you may not try. If they come off, they're absolutely spectacular. If they don't, it doesn't really matter in that respect. But they've gone through the paces and they've done what they've done.
Nixon and Williams doing well in defence there earlier in this set, but it's out with Liku now, charging at the line again, bouncing through the defence up to the 40-metre line inside the Maryport half the field. Ball played to Taylor, he turns it in field and Fawkes gets his hands on it. Taylor again, this time he'll find Stanway. Stanway's got 3 options and picks the most difficult one. It goes out wide, they're surging down the wing. Is this a hat-trick for... It's not a hat-trick, it's a brilliant tackle. I thought Lomax had just about stretched out.
You're right.
But it was a fantastic tackle out on that far side. Oh, I tell you what, they've done well to deny Crosfields about 3 or 4 extra tries here, haven't
exactly.
they? Maryport. Valiant defence. And now Maryport with a chance to attack. They're inside their own 30-metre line. That was Joel Baker. Now this is Woodall over that 30 now. Ethan Williams looking round, checking left and right. Looks like it's going to the right hand side, and it does, to Nixon. He's been inspirational at times with Ellis Nixon. Been a superb effort from him. We tick into the final 10 minutes. Got about 7 minutes remaining by my watch as Luke Baker is all wrapped up and pushed back behind his own 40-metre line. Ethan Williams at dummy half. He'll pass to the right. Kick comes in. Oh, it's a big kick as well from Nixon.
Good kick, yeah.
That's a really, really good kick. It's got
to be a good chase though, hasn't it? Staggered.
Bit of space here for Abram. Eventually the tackle does come in. And leading the way was the man who kicked it, Nixon. Coy Love with a hit and spin. I think it was an unfortunate hit to the ground as well for Joel Baker. He seems to be okay, but they're flooding forward again here, Crosfields. I think there's more points on here.
I think you could be right.
Here's Taylor. Gains 20 metres. 30 metres out from line here, Crosfields. Steele onto Stanway. Stanway wide to Brown. Brown striding through the challenge. Eventually the defence gets to him. Third man joins the fray. Chopping motion from Metcalf. It stops him, but they're just 12 metres out. Last tackle signalled here. Here's Stanway. Stanway decides he'll run himself. He kicks it over the top. He's chasing it. Will it bounce for him? No, it's just shuffled dead. It's going to be a dropout from underneath the posts. I wonder whether they've had this rule through, because this was something which was sent out about, these dropouts.
Yeah.
They don't have to go 10 metres and that type of stuff now. Because it used to be a penalty.
Yeah.
But they're going down a little bit like how the NRL, where you can drop it short and try and get on the end of it. No, they kicked it long. Here's Millington to carry the battle back. It's a good run.
It's got to be said, the 4 props from Crosfields have taken a lot of energy out of this young side as well.
Steele to Coelho on this right side. He steps back. Gets between a couple of defenders. He's inside the 10 metre line now. Williams at dummy half. Gives it to Liku. Sets himself headlong for the line. There's 3 players there. 2 underneath the ball. Williams spins it onto Steele. Steele to Stanway. Stanway out the back to Abram. Abram further wide. Here's Lomax. Lomax does get his hat-trick. There's no denying him that time.
No, not at all.
And it takes Crosfields over the 50-point mark. And another decent passing movement out for a try.
Started on this right-hand side where Liku went in and took 3 or 4 players right to the line. They managed to hold him up. Ball came out, swung across again into the hands of Stanway. Ball went out over to that far left-hand side. And they've gone in again for another try, as you said, to take it over the 50 points mark.
Is it too early to come to you for a player of the match? I'll let you think as Stanway attempts this conversion, unless you've already made your mind up, of course.
I think I've already made my mind up, to be honest, Parker. I mean, you've got to look at, as I said, all 4 props have been really, really good. You've got Stanway, who's led everything about. Once he got a few points on the board, he's just settled down. His kicking, his actual goal kicking's got better. His in-play kicking has been outstanding. But for me, there's only one man who's done virtually everything other than kick a goal, and that's our man, Elliot Liku.
So Elliot Liku picks up Steve's player of the match for this one. I wonder who will get the nod as the official man of the match, but Stanway with this conversion attempt. I agree, he's had a great game. I want to give a couple of honourable mentions to a couple of the Maryport lads that I've impressed. I think I mentioned him in the first half, but Ellis Nixon, the loose forward, has been absolutely tremendous. Luke Baker has had his moments at prop forward. Craig Foster, as you mentioned, he's got a little bit of maverick about him, and I like the fullback at Lee Skillen. There's plenty that they can take forward from this Maryport.
And you know what, Parky, it's good for us seeing these players, because obviously when we read it, another great kick from the touchline from Stanway. But when we're doing the scores for the Cumbrian League, and we read a lot of these players' names out, we're getting to know who certainly these Maryport players are now.
I had this same conversation, so this is why we love doing these early rounds of the Challenge Cup, and we actively look for games and players and teams that we haven't really covered in the past, or we might have spoken about, but we haven't actually seen them live, because you're right, it's great to put names to faces and get a feel of how tries have come about and how they play. Currently 54 points to 0 into the last 3 minutes of this game. Foster sends this restart kick long and wide, and Steele gets it, handed on to Tom Millington.
Good run.
Great charge back to the 30 metre line, I should say. Williams over his shoulder, looking for Taylor Boyne.
Cracking name, I've got to say. Taylor Boyne, absolutely superb name.
Another good run from Nathan Taylor. Oh, that's good work from Williams. He ended up tripping himself up though. Still made almost 10 metres with that carry out of dummy half though. 30 metres out from the line. Stanway with his hands on it. Gives it Steele, who gives it Liku. He gets up to the 20 metre line where he's stopped by Baker. Last tackle, Stanway. Wide kick.
Beautiful kick.
Oh, it's bounced up. Oh, it won't sit up for Lomax. Lomax thought he was getting on it for a 4th try. It's a knock-on. Is it a knock-on both ways? Referee gives the scrum to Crosfields, so he's right. He's ruled an initial knock-on there. Really unfortunate, by the way, I've got to say, for the number 16 from Maryport, Ethan Harris. He got there, but couldn't quite take the ball in. And I tell you what, it's cold as well. It's cool, perhaps not minus temperatures like we had last week, which forced the postponement of most of the Challenge Cup, but it's certainly gone a degree or two cooler since we started broadcasting this afternoon.
Got to have a big shout for the referee, Liam O'Brien, who's ref this really, really well, I think.
Yeah, we've not really spoke about him, which is always a good thing, as Coy Love goes for the line. There is a penalty there, though. A player tackled off the ball. Something else that he spotted, so this is going to be a penalty directly in front of the posts. If Stanway wants another 2 points, he could definitely backheel this one over, but I somehow don't think they're going to go for that. I think they want another try.
I think they might have shouted Licky up to take that one, just to put the cream on there.
Good run from Williams. He has been good this afternoon.
Yeah, he's elusive, isn't he?
It's Jack
Very
Williams.
elusive.
He'll play this ball to Taylor.
Good settle.
You know what? That is absolutely brilliant from Ethan Williams.
Oh, yeah.
Not only did he make himself about 7'3" in the challenge and stretching out the arms, he went and pinched the ball as well. Luke Baker with some good yards out on that right side. Can they get out of their own 20-metre line here? It's a solid surge forward by Luke McKnight. McKnight on the edge of his own 20-metre line. Off to the right. Baker once more. He just tried to slip the ball out. I think it just ended up going loose. He's threatened a few times, hasn't he?
Probably not the right occasion, that one.
I always describe those sort of mistakes as positive errors, though, because he's trying to promote the play, isn't he? Here's Nathan Taylor, meanwhile, for Crosfields, over that 20-metre line.
Moving along the line here, they're shaping up for something else.
Into time added on by our match officials. Here's Steele, drifting down this right side, goes to Coy Love, bounces off one, goes again, brings it back on the inside, looks for support.
It's a
runaround play.
Lovely move.
Here's Joe Coy Love, trying to go underneath the posts. Stop 5 metres out. See that man Skillen? I think he might be, and almost an intercept there for Maryport. Ashley Smith doing everything to get on the end of that one, but it goes to ground.
There it is.
The referee's whistle sounds, and Crosfields are through to round 2 of the BetFred Challenge Cup. A tie away at Barrow Raiders awaits them next week. Gotta say, great game, really enjoyable. It was 24-0 if you remember at half time. Second half we saw tries from Jamie Abram, 2 from Lomax to take him up to a hat trick. Walker got in on the act, and then we saw that storming effort where Liku broke the line and handed on for Nathan Lyons. Brad Stanway definitely found his range and his reason. 6 goals in the end from him. He's finished 54-0 here, Steve.
Yeah, you look at the scoreline and you think, that's absolute trouncing, isn't it? But from a game of rugby to watch and looking at the sides, you could see the difference, sort of physically in the sides. You saw age-wise, you saw the difference. And they played some really, really good rugby, Maryport. I mean, it's early days in the season, isn't it? I'm sure they'll go back and take a lot of positives from this, at the end of the day, because they come up with Crosfield sides, as you say, have been in that Division 1 for a while in the NCL. They've got some really, really great players in there who know how to play the game really, really well. And as an opener for us, really, really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward. I tell you what, I'm looking forward to coming back to here to Crosfield to cover some of the games, because I know some of the fixtures that they'll have. We should see some really good games.
Yeah, they've got a couple of local derbies to look forward to over the course of the season, haven't they? We'll follow all the progress. It's been great having you along for the ride. Thank you ever so much for your support and for joining us this afternoon. Steve, thank you so much as well for your efforts.
Pleasure, as always, Parker.
We will sign off and we'll hopefully have news of another Challenge Cup tie to bring you in the next few days. Don't go anywhere. Do tune in on Wednesday when we'll have all the fallout from this particular game, and we'll look forward to the next round. But this is us signing off. Whatever you're going to do for the rest of your Saturday, do enjoy. But it's Crosfields, I think, that'll enjoy their night. They've advanced in the BetFred Challenge Cup, and Maryport, well, they'll have a very, very good trip home as well. Take care.
Try every scrum. Green Cooling is proud to be part of the Community Rugby League family.